Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 16th, and right now we are looking at the visible/infrared satellite imagery. Take a look at this frontal system impacting the Pacific Northwest as we speak. This will also have a thunderstorm threat across some of the region today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. We'll take a look at those details here. As you can see, all this cold air out across Pacific Ocean, headed for the Pacific Northwest. Chilly upper level trough will be with us for a few days. We'll take a look at the extended forecast, and we'll look off into the future and see if we have any warm-up potential in our extended. Now taking a look here at SeaTac. Look at the first half of April here, all below average except for one day at average. Doing pretty good precipitation-wise, 2.39 inches so far. We're going to add to that over the next few days as well, and we're going to remain below average for at least the next few days across the region. Also, taking a look at the thunderstorm potential here, National Weather Service, Pendleton, Oregon, small hail, strong gusty winds, lightning potential, very low tornado risk. I'm not sure that needed to be pointed out, but I do appreciate the effort. Now, looking at Spokane, you can see some of the higher terrain here, northeast Washington, Idaho Panhandle might get some heavier amounts, but you can see the rain shadow activity going on across some of the lower elevations of eastern Washington there. And we do have snow potential for some of the higher terrain. This would be the Blue Mountains. Here's Idaho, Montana here as well. Lookout Pass, probably going to get some measurable snowfall here, and probably multiple rounds of it with this chilly upper level trough across the area. This gives you a visual depiction of that potential as we go through tonight into Monday morning, and then on in through Tuesday morning, and then eventually on in through Tuesday afternoon. You can see that higher terrain picking up the snowfall amounts here. Some pretty nice amounts for some of the higher terrain here, but for the most part, Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass will be getting lesser amounts, of course, but snow levels are going to be fairly low. Now you can see this composite reflectivity. This is the frontal system moving through this morning. And then you can see as we go through the afternoon hours, potential for a thunderstorm does exist east of the Cascades here, and maybe even for western Washington down towards Portland as you go through the day today. So heads up for that. And then as we go through Monday and Tuesday, you'll notice we're going to still have the destabilized atmosphere across the region here. You can kind of see that upper level low spinning across the southwest Washington as you go through Monday evening there, and we're going to stay unstable all the way through Tuesday at least, and probably even through Wednesday. More on that here in a moment. Looking at current hazards, this is for some of the Yakima Valley here. We do have a freeze warning, and that's because crop planting has begun. The orchards are going out there, so the farmers need to know these details here, and this goes for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning coming up here for that freeze warning. I don't know if you guys have ever been out there, but it's pretty high concentration of farming that goes on out there. So farmers really need to be on the up and up there of what's coming. So here we go, Portland. Look at this chilly upper level trough that we have to deal with all week here before finally towards the end of the week, we start to see some signs of some improvement or at least warmer temperatures. Here's Seattle. This is a longer range outlook here. This would be Friday, Saturday. You can see maybe some warm up coming, but again, the uncertainty is high. We have big variation in the ensemble forecast here, but there's always some potential off into the extended, and you can see the chilly upper level trough in the region here. Look at some of these lows getting down into the 30s still here as we move through the second half of April. This is Boise. Not a bad day today, probably up towards 70 degrees before that upper level low settles over the area as we go through this upcoming week. This is looking at the European lightning flash density potential. Put it into motion, and you can see some of this activity as we go through the day today. Can't rule out a couple lightning strikes across the region, especially east of the Cascades. And as we go through tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit better chance here west of the Cascades as we do destabilize across the region here. And we have some shear to work with also, so we could pick up some hail, some gusty winds, maybe even a funnel cloud tomorrow. As you can see, that lightning activity, then it wanes as we go on in through Tuesday morning. Then we start to pick that up again as we go through Tuesday afternoon with, again, potential for a couple lightning strikes again. And we're going to do the same thing on in through Wednesday as well. So pretty chilly upper level trough here during April can mean thunderstorms for the Pacific Northwest. This is supercell composite. It's just kind of showing that there is a combination of shear and instability as we go through the day tomorrow. You can kind of see it across western Washington, western Oregon. And you can see that here in this sounding. If you look here, we're looking at this instability going up above 20,000 feet here. You've got some pretty good shear here and a little bit of turning in the lower levels of the atmosphere. Marginal severe showing up there. So I wouldn't be shocked if somebody saw a funnel cloud tomorrow. But for the most part, it just would mean maybe some robust hail, nothing too big, but you could get a lot of it, and it could bring some gusty winds and some dangerous lightning as well. So heads up for that. Some potential for a little bit of stronger thunderstorm activity tomorrow. Now, taking a wider view of things here, we get the European on the left. Here's Alaska, BC, Washington, Oregon, and you can see the same thing here on the right with the GFS. These are both ensemble means. So we put this into motion. Good agreement, of course, in the short term here. And as we go on in through Wednesday morning, you can see a deeper trough showing up on the GFS here versus the European wants to get rid of that troughing a little bit quicker and push it off to the east faster and starts to build this ridge across the western portions of North America here. The GFS, of course, much slower ejecting this trough here. We'll see which model, which one starts to win out here as we go through the next couple of days. But this European run here would start to bring some warmer weather to the west coast of the USA much sooner than it would here on the GFS. So something to watch here coming up. We have some model discrepancy. Let's see who wins this round, European versus GFS. This is 6 to 10 day temperature outlook through April 25th. Still have that below average signal here and all the way through the end of April. Still showing that, but this can change quickly here because as you saw, we've got model disagreement. And if the European starts winning out and that ridging starts to show up, this is going to get erased really quickly. And they're going to start putting some above average temperatures across the west. So we'll see how that trends over the next couple of days. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. There's the 8 to 14 day there. They've kind of removed it here from the Pacific Northwest. Now, we've talked about this the last few days, just in case anybody missed it. We are likely headed towards El Nino conditions as we go through the summer, fall, and winter months coming up here. And you can see La Nina is virtually non-existent and just very slight chances for neutral conditions coming up here. We could be potentially moving on towards a strong El Nino as well. Still, we're not quite sure of that just yet, so take that with a grain of salt. But some of the models are showing a moderate or strong El Nino setting up. Now, this is something we've been watching, probably for at least a year now. That exceptional drought across some of eastern Oregon has been erased. So we have been getting enough snow and some precipitation across the region there. At least we're out of that exceptional drought. Now we can continue to work on this area, hopefully, as we go through these spring months and continue to bring some precipitation, try to get rid of that extreme drought. That is a good sign there that we are out of that exceptional drought there. And you can see much of the state of Washington is drought-free right now, except the extreme northeast portion shown there, although the Cascades are still abnormally dry, and there is some concern we could start to move into some drought conditions here as we go through the summertime. So hopefully we can continue with these systems here as we go through spring. And again, if you guys want this weather station, click on the link below. It's very accurate, stores all your data for you. It's all solar powered. You don't have to add batteries or anything. I've been testing it against much more expensive equipment here, and it's doing extremely well. Very impressed with this system. So click on the link below if you want that, and make sure you have that checkout code PacificNW in your checkout basket there before you go ahead and pay for it. It gives you 10% off. But anyway, yeah, here we go. We're going to have this upper level trough across the region here. So the good thing is, if you like watching weather, you might get some thunderstorm activity here across the region here. So eyes on the sky the next few days. Watch out for that small hail, some gusty winds, some downpours out there, and potential for thunderstorms will exist. And then we have that model disagreement off through the extended. So we'll see how that trends here over the next few days. The European wants to start building a ridge here as we go towards the end of the week and start to warm us up. The GFS, not so sure. So we'll watch that battle as we go as well. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day out there. Eyes on the sky. Take some pictures, put them there to Twitter, and send them to me in direct messages if you like. And sometimes I'll try to use those pictures in some of my videos here. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.